Hey everybody. So today is 30 days on the carnivore diet, and I just wanted to go through the benefits and negatives that I've had up to this point. To be honest, the list of benefits is far longer and stronger than the list of negatives, but I still think that some of the negatives are important. So I'm going to start with kind of a weird one and maybe get to like more major ones later, but my teeth became whiter. I noticed it about a week ago. Like, I haven't even changed anything or done anything, and my teeth just became like far whiter and cleaner. I didn't change what I was doing, and so I just thought that was a kind of a neat, good one. With that though, I've always had a lot of jaw pain since high school. A lot of, and especially the past few months and at different points in my life, a lot of like teeth pain and sinus pain. That has completely disappeared, which is honestly amazing because it's one of those things that constantly causes tension. With kind of the pain and the inflammation, my lower back, left hip, knee, and ankle, I think my feet are slightly offset, and it causes that whole side of my body to not feel great. That hasn't completely disappeared. We're on day 30, but I would say it's gotten anywhere from 60 to 80% better. And when I heavily use it, it still gets, a little bit sore, but I'll be fine by the next day. And that soreness factor has actually gone through everything. I recently, this past month, started working out just once a week. Starting, I think yesterday was my third time going. And what I found is that, and my work is pretty physical too, what I would have made me super sore just makes me like a little bit sore, and then it goes away. So I found like even, before it would be like do something, not really sore that day, just tired. Next day I get sore, and that's the sign that the third day I'm going to be really sore. That third day just kind of disappeared. I'll be sore my second day, and then I'll get a little bit better on my third day, fourth, and then it's gone. Whereas before, the third day was like the worst day of my soreness. So that's kind of it's nice. It's nice recovering much quicker. A negative with that, especially this last workout, I found I did not have as much energy as I had been. And I'm working on some stuff that will maybe help with that, like more fat, electrolytes, some different things. And I know that it can take quite a bit of time for your body to properly adapt to ketosis where you can really be using it. And I think the other reason I may have started to not have as much energy as I did is that I was burning fat, and I've probably lost anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds. I'll have a better idea next time I get on a weight on a measure, but I think I'm getting to the point where I don't have quite as much fat on my body maybe, and so it is time for me to start adding in more fat. But I just noticed I didn't quite have as much energy at the gym last time. I felt a little bit sluggish, so I'm gonna try to add in some more fat and try in some different things. Okay, this is both a positive and a negative, depending on the time of day, the time of week. So I don't crave anything anymore, and yet I've also had periods of super intense craving. That's not super intense, but just cravings where it's like I walk by a restaurant or smell something and I just really want it. I want to go eat a sandwich. I want to go do that type of thing, have a dessert. And it actually took me probably 2 weeks to realize like, oh, I wouldn't eat that thing if I was just eating normal, healthy. Things like ice cream, cupcakes, a lot of the things have dairy in them. I love dairy. I don't do well with dairy. So it's something that makes my asthma flare up, and it kind of makes my whole body flare up actually. And so I'll be like, oh man, if I wasn't doing carnivore, I could have that thing. And then I go, oh no, I wouldn't have that thing anyway. The same goes for wheat, where I don't feel good eating wheat. It makes my stomach hurt. it's just a little bit of an intolerance, but it doesn't make me feel the best that I can feel. And so I think, oh man, if I wasn't carnivore, I would have that. And then I'm like, wait, no, I wouldn't. And as soon as I have that thought, it pretty much goes away. And I'm like, I don't even want it. And even with like drinking, I have the same thought. And then I'm like, no, I didn't stop drinking because of carnivore. I stopped drinking because I didn't want that in my life anymore. Okay. So one of the biggest reasons I started all of this, and it's still true today, is just saving money. Done plenty of videos on it, but stopped with the energy drink, stopped with the coffee, stopped with the alcohol. Each time I was saving a drastic amount of money, and then I was bringing in these other more protein heavy foods, starting OMAD. All of these things I kind of started doing to save money, but also because they had so much health benefits for me, like on my sleep. And so it was just, there was multiple positives to it, but that has still been one that's a big deal. And that's why I've been working on introducing more like hamburger, so like the beef lamb and stuff like that, because it's cheaper than going out and just having steak or a ribeye. And on one of my last carnivore video I did, someone mentioned doing cheaper cuts of steak, which I think is a great idea, but it's, for me, doing cheaper cuts of steak and still getting enough fat is gonna be the hard part. And that's where I think I may have to add something else in to get enough fat where I still feel energized. And so I'm not sure where I am with that, but I would like to move into a lot cheaper, because this diet's already cheaper for me, but I think that I could still feel just as good, if not better, and make it cheaper. So I'm not sure what that means for me yet, but it's something I'll be exploring. My sleep. So my sleep got so much better in every form. A lot of this was from the other things I did, but I noticed when I went carnivore, my sleep became much deeper. Not only did it become deeper, it's like I could fall asleep easier. So I would just have energy, be doing things all day, like until like, let's say 9 o'clock. And then I would walk to bed, lay down and fall asleep. That's so weird to me. Like, I've never had that experience where I'm not spending 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours in bed to decompress from the day. I've always been kind of an introvert while doing a lot of more extroverted things, being around people all day. And those 2 hours have always been like my space and time to just be alone. And if I don't get that, I just start to kind of lose it. Doing this diet though, I don't know what's changed. Well, my emotions have changed a lot, but I don't have that experience where I feel like I need to go and spend 2 hours just decompressing from the day. I'll just work when my wife and baby are asleep, and then I'll go to bed and I'll wake up before everyone, and I feel amazing, I feel good, and then I'll just go work again. And that's the next step of that, is I wake up with energy. I don't drink coffee, I don't do anything, I don't eat. I will wake up and I'll just start writing. I'll start working, I'll start doing whatever I'm doing. It's so amazing to not need like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours to like wake up and feel like ready to begin the day. I just wake up and I start doing things. I absolutely love it. I love feeling awake. So stress and anxiety, this is probably one of the biggest ones. It was something I had to slowly go into as I reduced my food and like my little things, because I've always used food as an outlet. And so feeling stressed, feeling whatever, go for the candy bowl, go for the whatever bowl. Like if I want to go hang out and talk with my wife, then we would go out to a restaurant and have something. Like it was all about food. If I wanted to show someone I love them, I'll make them food. Everything has always been about food, and this has made everything not about food. And so my stress, my anxiety have almost completely just like disappeared. Like stressful things are still like this is probably one of the most stressful phases of my life, and I'm handling it better than some of the just like least stressful stages of my life. There's just a lot going on right now in my life, And it would be extremely difficult, and I would be doing a lot of very negative habits if I was still eating that food. Okay, so I want to get into some negatives. So first week I had some acne, and then that completely disappeared. I guess that's normal with like some detoxing. Can't really eat anything but meat, which can be really boring and kind of depressing when I'm out and about with people. And then I remember I don't actually want to do that anyway. I don't want to spend my money on that, and I don't want to have things that don't make me feel good. And then those are really, I kind of mentioned some other negatives but within it, but another kind of positive is that the world, and I noticed this about my first week, the world is just brighter. Like everything is clearer and brighter. The colors are more in focus. My mind is clearer. Everything is just a little bit clearer, and I really love that. It's hard to explain, but everything just seems to be calmer and better. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and a follow. If you have any sort of comments or help or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. It really helps. I'm almost at 1,000 followers. Thank you for everyone that's following. That makes a big difference for me. I'd love to continue to do stuff like this. I would love for this to be my job, to be able to focus on things like this, and I think maybe even help people feel the same way. And I'm kind of running the experiment on myself, and that way other people don't have to. So thank you again. Have a good one.